Hello and welcome. Before we get into today's exercise, I'd like to share some practical information with you. So I decided that I'm going to post every second week on a Thursday. And in this way, I hope to make my offering more sustainable for myself and to make it more consistent for you to follow. Sometimes it will be tutorials like today, and other times it will be sharing just my art practice and my personal projects. Said that, if you want to support my channel, please subscribe and leave a like, comment, and so on. And that's it. I hope you enjoy today's video. Hello and welcome to this new art tutorial. This is an art therapy / art meditation exercise that I just made. The title or the theme of this exercise is Emptiness, and this is how it looks. So this is my art. It doesn't have to be so detailed at the end. I decided to do it so detailed because I had a lot of time. But the point is that the main focus of attention should be an empty circle, an empty space right in the center of the painting. Everything else should be colored, so there is no white in here. I've chosen to do the framing, but this is completely optional. It's not required for the exercise. You can also completely paint the paper. You can choose any type of material. You can choose a smaller piece of paper, you can choose watercolor, or you can choose acrylic or pens or pencils, whatever you have, whatever you enjoy using at home. You can choose chalk, you can choose pastels, anything. So in this video I'll show you the step-by-step process to make this piece, and while I show you how I made it as well, like I show you a little video, a little time-lapse video of how I made it. And I also I would like to present to you some concepts that come with the emptiness. So why this exercise is beneficial, basically. I also have a post on Substack if you would like to read it and have written instructions for this exercise, and I will link it down below. So here we can start. To prepare this exercise, the only thing you have to do is to draw a circle in the middle of your paper. While you create this circle, that will be the empty space, you can focus on a challenge that you have in life at the moment, and you can set an intention within yourself, which could go, for example, like this. This is the space that I create in my mind so that a solution for this problem that I am facing might arise naturally from my inner wisdom. So to start, I invite you to take the piece of paper, mark the circle. I used a lid, but of course you can use a compass or anything else. Just make it as big as you can. And while you trace the circle, think of your intention for this exercise. The white circle in the center of the page represents a sense of wholeness and infinite potential. So you're inviting your full potential to express itself. To protect it very well, I recommend using a piece of cardboard or parchment paper. When you stick it on, use masking tape, but remember to make the masking tape a little bit less sticky by pressing it a little bit on your clothes, because otherwise it might rip your paper when you remove the disc of cardboard. The next step is to create the rings around the circle, and I recommend you to do it freehand, because this motion is known to be quite therapeutic. It's a motion of completion, because you start from a point and you end up in the same point. Obviously, as you go further away from the disc, you want to do the whole motion, because if the paper is rectangular, you will just do parts. Here I made it really detailed, but you can also just use one color and you can make a sequence of colors. So for example, you could use rainbow colors and go from the red to the indigo. You could do that. or you could choose really any color you would like. This is completely up to you. And this is a wonderful exercise to turn inwards and ask yourself, ask your intuition, what should be the next color? What should I do next? This will allow you to reach a state of flow and to experience this exercise as it's supposed to be. If you are looking for inspiration for patterns, so here I made different patterns. If you're looking for inspiration for doodles or Zentangle type of patterns, I'm preparing some sheets that you can download in the next tutorial. So I'm not sure if it will be the next video. It will be the next tutorial, though. It might come out not next time, but the time after. But anyway, if you're interested to get that, then you could subscribe either to my Substack or my YouTube channel, and when it's ready, I will send it to all of you. And now I would like to tell you a little bit about this exercise. So this exercise came in my mind because I came across a Zen story of a monk that teaches his disciples, I guess. So the monk teaches that they should remember to empty their cup every now and then, because otherwise they cannot add more water. And this is a metaphor to empty, to keep their spirit, their minds empty every now and then, to empty them, so that new material, new fresh material can come in with clarity. So just like if you have a cup that is always full of water, you cannot fit any more water in, and you will keep the same stale water. If you have always your head full of information and ideas and to-do lists and planning and things like that, you won't be able to invite clarity, new ideas and freshness in your mind. So this is the point of the story, and this is also the point of this exercise. By allowing emptiness and stillness and silence and rest and peace in your life, you're basically creating space for inspiration to come in. And also, if you're quieting all the noise, all the information, all the commitments, if you're putting them aside for a moment, and if you're fully letting your brain rest, then you can invite new opportunity and also get in touch with your inner voice, with your intuition, which is sometimes covered by all the noise that surrounds us, by the external noise, and that is very important for a fulfilled life. So this in art reflects completely in your own life, because by creating an empty space in art, you're practicing or focusing on an empty space in your head, so that you're fully resting, letting your brain resting from external information, which will allow you to experience a renewed sense of well-being and to restore your energy as well. This is particularly important in our society because we are obsessed with work and activity. And we didn't evolve for that, because if we think of our ancestors, like any animals in the wild, they were kind of forced to live with the seasons. So for example, in the winter, they couldn't do anything because it was too cold. And they had this period of, let's say, forced rest, and also at night because it was too dark. So they had these periods where they had to rest. And nowadays we lost touch with these natural cycles, and we can be productive all year round and 24 hours a day. And we somehow value this. We value hyper productivity to the point that so many people experience burnout, and often we judge each other and we judge ourselves for laziness when we allow ourselves to rest. But actually rest is a fundamental part of productivity. And an example of this we can see, for example, in agriculture, because we all know nowadays that our soil starts to be really depleted, and that is mostly because we wanted to be productive all the time. And so after the harvest, after the first harvest, we don't allow it to rest. It needs to be productive immediately for the next year. So we use a lot of powerful fertilizers. And what happens is that the soil doesn't have a chance to rest, and the fertilizers give it a boost that is very temporary. It's almost like the same as drinking coffee instead of resting for us when we want to be extra productive. And for some reason, we really value this. For some reason, there are people who are proud of overworking and proud of being overly busy and never still. But I don't know how healthy this is. So if you resonate with this, you will resonate with this exercise as well. You will find it probably useful as well. The main difficulty of allowing ourselves to rest, and also the main difficulty of this painting, should be that we need to let go of control. In this case, we need to let go of control of filling the center of the painting, which is, we are normally used to start with the center of the painting. But in this case, we need to respect the center as an empty area. And it's a representation of really valuing our rest, our brain rest. And the feeling that should accompany this art is a sense of wanting less and trusting more. So letting go of control, basically. The controlling part of our brain is not really easily activated while we are in a state of flow making art. So this exercise should really facilitate a sense of allowance, allowing things to arrive, allowing us to be open and receiving to things. Sometimes we actually miss some opportunities because we are so busy we don't see them. And it happens particularly with relationships. We value work a lot. We don't value our close relationships that much sometimes. So we don't spend so much time where our attention is fully on the person that we have a relationship with, so our partner, our children, or our friends, because our head is busy. Our head is so busy with the things we have to do, things we have done, things we will do. And when we are overwhelmed, often we start scrolling on the phone, and that actually doesn't create a real sense of rest for the brain, because it's still too many information coming to us. Our brain doesn't get a chance to rest. And this is normal in our society. So this is why I'm sharing this exercise with you. And I hope you will try it. And I hope you will find, for a moment, until you do this exercise, I hope you will find a sense of peace within you. And if you have any observations, or if you do try this exercise, please write in the comment and let me know, because comments, sometimes I forget the plurals. Let me know, because I would love to hear about this, how it goes with you, for you. Okay, so I think I said everything, and this exercise is completed. So again, thank you for being here. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.